All right. Oh. Welcome back to Smiley's Garage. We're back in the El Camino. We're doing some suspension work today. We got to prepare for the engine, and I'm just not ready to pull the old one yet, so we're going to look at some upgrades. We got to check out the old bushings, the old steering connections, because that's kind of loose. We got new struts for the front and the rear. We have new springs for the front, and we have airbags for the rear as well. Let's jack this up, take a look, and I'll show you what's going on. All right, now that you're down here, you can kind of see the extent of what we're working with here. Here's the front of the engine. You can see the copious amounts of oil buildup on here. Up here in the front, I'm pretty sure those are original springs. We have a lot of worn out bushings. Let's see, so here's one of the things I want to look at is right off this pitman arm here. You see that if I shake the tire a little bit. You know, there's a lot of movement there. There's a lot of movement there. Right, so everything's just loose and generally not very happy. So probably going to be doing full bushings on this whole thing. Yeah, definitely springs. All right, let's take a look at the back. And also what I'm trying to do is figure out what rear end we have. I think it might be the 7 1/4. What I'm gonna do is, if it's the 7 1/4, completely ignore it and just, you know, upgrade it if I blow it up. Here's what we got underneath the rear of the vehicle. Mostly rust free, except for this rear mount. I already rebuilt this back here. So it's really not that bad, other than some surface rust and scale. These are the air shocks. Again, they leak. These springs, I probably should just get new springs. Who knows the state of these control arms right here and these bushings, I don't know. Okay, well, the underneath identification was useless. Whoop. No? How about you? See that? GM8. So, according to the internet, that means it's a 2.56 ratio. So that's what we got. I don't know what that means, but hopefully it'll take the LS without exploding. In this box is basically everything I need to rebuild the front steering because it's sketchy as heck. This box of goodies is rear suspension, including new springs. Of course, the very first bolt I gotta take off, stripped. Holy shit, it worked. Couldn't the other side do that? Is this one also stripping? This one is also stripping. Alright. I give this like a 10% shot. Oh my god, it's actually working. Yes! Yes, here we have the lovely spring perch down there. And all the nice corrosion that's basically everywhere else. Yeah, so I want to get wire brush, wire wheel, as much as I can, get all this crap out of here. Spray it with some rust preventative and a little coat of black paint. Gotta get that spring out. These brake lands are relatively new, so I'm not even touching back there, but I am gonna get most of this grime off. And you can just see it's, that's mostly dirt, I guess. All right. Oh. Sweet. Now everybody complains about German cars, but my Volkswagen's easier to work on than this thing. Rusty. Yep. Don't die. There. Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, baby. Got these control arms out, finally. Pretty crusty. This guy is pretty crusty. This guy is way crusty. These bushings suck. These things are so weak. I keep bending these outer corners in while I'm trying to push them out, and I'm assuming I'm gonna have the same problem on the install. So I'm going to weld up a little tab right here, strengthen up this corner, so hopefully I don't ruin it when I try to pull this one out. And I'm ready to push the bushings in. I did the old put the bushing in the freezer trick and then hit this guy with a blowtorch. So just as a test run. I got this little section of exhaust pipe on my anvil here. Set this guy in, and then you pound it in with this guy. So he has a very nice fit right there. Sure. All right, let's be quick. Gotta run. All right. Set, pin, top cap. Yeah, man. Oh, yeah. So these are airbags that go essentially inside the coil springs. So you compress it down, you throw it in there, and you can pump this up to, I don't know, 25 PSI or so to help with heavy loads in the back, which is exactly what I want. Alright, we're gonna be here for 9 years. Oh, my hand's tired. This is the worst. Maybe if I could see. No, I could see. It still sucks. I can just see that it sucks now. Rear lower control arm installed. Airbag dirty, but installed. Rear upper control arm installed. The other side sucked. So going into this side, I'm mentally prepared for this to suck as much, if not worse. Yeah, wow, that's in there. Oh, 0 for 1. Yep. It's attached inside the bushing right now. That's what's going on. any of these freaking bolts out, man. This bushing seems fine. Oh man. Get out of there. I'll put the new springs in. Got the spring isolator in there already. Airbag with a little puck. Aim, fire. Ouch. Alrighty, we got air hoses routed and the heat shields installed, as well as I can anyway. So the air hoses are coming down out of the bottom of the bag, and I routed them basically with the brake line. So you can see in the back it's catching that rubber hose, and then it's coming up and then coming over this perch into the back up near the fuel filler. So we have on the left the stock mounting position of the air shocks. And that's going to this guy, the left one. And then on the right side, that's going to the right one. So right now I got them at 5 PSI. Allegedly you gotta pump them up to 25 and check for leaks. So I'm gonna do that. But before I do that, I'm gonna drop this guy and put the wheels on, see what it looks like. Okay, I was sick of getting crap all in my face, so here we are. Time to spray this thing down. Alright, we got the car turned around. Back's all set. Finally. Let's work on the front. I imagine this one's gonna be a little bit more difficult, but dig in. This is gross. I'm not looking forward to any of this. This cotter pin's rusted to the castle nut. Oh, would you look at that. Hey! Oh, now I locked up the steering. Hey, let go. Oh, would you look? I'm really surprised that worked. Alright, not cool. Alright, everybody say hi to Dave.
What's up, fellas?
You met his brother before. You met Mr. Nate. He helped me with the engine, so Dave's helping out with the lower suspension here. And at least we got the lower control arm off and managed to cut the rest of the springs and the shocks off. We had a broken spring on the passenger side. Who knows how long this thing was broken for. And we're just making progress. It is slow and it is dark and nothing wants to come off, so we're cutting and we're banging and we're lighting things on fire. So I'm just gonna scrape it down really quick. Get in here with some of that spray paint. There's not too much rust, so I don't know if I'm gonna hit it with that rust reformer. I don't know if it's worth it. It ain't perfect, but it's better. I says I wasn't gonna cut anything. That was a lie because the smog pump was in my way and this thing just, it had to go. Nobody's gonna be sad about that. Down here, I gotta let the Titanic lubricate before I can remove it. And then this guy is stuck to the bushing on the inside. Also gonna let him marinate a little bit. Alright, we are ready for paint on the bottom. Look at the booger welds that GM did. Do you see that? I'm scrubbing this thing and I'm just getting stabbed by little bits of MIG wire. Look at that. That's factory. All right, got the lower control arms in, got my springs, got my upper control arm. My dad's in town, got some help. Got the time lapse going. Let's wrap up this bottom suspension so we can rip this engine out. All right, we are finishing up the lower suspension here and the steering. These grease fittings are giving us some pain. But other than that, we're kind of done. Up arms installed, lower arms installed. New ball joints everywhere, new center link, new idler arm. New inner and outer tie rod ends. Almost done. These sides out. What's that? I don't know. thanks for tuning in to the stupid suspension episode of Smiley's Garage. Next time, we're ripping that V6 out of here. Thanks for watching.